Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kyle Bosman Hates Trailers. I'm your host, Brandon Jones.
Let's all go to the trailers is the name of the show.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Let's all go to the trailers.
Change it on IMDb now.
Let's all go to Brandon's office and watch some trailers. I am Brandon Jones, your host. With me again is Mr. Kyle Bosman.
Hi, everybody.
And Mr. Ryan Stevens.
Howdy again.
And we are going to watch some trailers and talk about the trailers and the games that the trailers are for. And we're going to let you know some cool stuff that you should watch. It's that simple.
Today's magic word is trailers.
So we're going to start with Child of Light, which looks really, really cool. And one thing I want you guys to notice is that they don't just show gameplay. Notice the camera's always moving. So even if they show static gameplay, it's moving in one direction or you're pushing in or pulling out. Which I think really helps. There's the trailer never stops moving. So
yeah, so I'm in love with this game. I got to see a demo of this a couple months ago. This is using the same system that they used for Rayman, and that's why you get that beautiful hand-drawn look. It allows the artist to go into the levels and draw and update in real time, and it's got this kind of Metroidvania meets JRPG battle system. Which, if you look at the bottom right there, you can interrupt people while they're attacking you, which goes back to like Grandia 2 or the second Penny Arcade RPG, which I totally dig. I don't know about this boasting about crafting and skills.
And like 200 unlocks, you're right, that kind of stuff is silly. I see what you mean, so this would have been a static screen in the game.
So this isn't actually the menu. They did a graphic for the trailer to show you kind of what the menu's like, how the systems work, and it just is more exciting, it's more visually interesting. Incorporating the text into the background instead of having a separate title screen.
Honestly, I kind of like that, kind of like showing us how we'll unlock abilities. We're not as scared of that, you know what I mean? I think most people who make a trailer is like, don't show them that, they'll get scared of that. But like, I love to see that kind of skill tree.
I think they're trying to, I think they're trying to be like, this is not just like a pretty game. You know, I think there's probably still some people that see a girl protagonist and may turn away. They want to show that it's actually like a real RPG. I love 2D games, but I do wonder sometimes, I like the little turn right there. I'm curious if they're showing all these different environments. Sometimes I am curious if maybe it is a little less impactful than 3D games, even though this art is gorgeous. There's still kind of that kind of dark mood, you know, this kind of like grim fairy tale thing that's kind of pervasive against the whole system, the whole trailer.
It is very artsy, but at the same time, it's like, this is the game. This is exactly what it is. So if you're not into this kind of art or you're not into turn-based, I like that it specifically says, like, it's turn-based. So you're not questioning, like, how does this system work? It's like, oh, I get it. Like you were saying, like, it's the little bar at the bottom, like, it's all laid out pretty clearly. So I just thought it did a good job conveying information but also selling the game honestly.
The one thing they didn't show off is the entire game is done in rhyme, even the menus and stuff like that. So that little text right there, explore the world, is not a rhyme. So I think they're trying to maybe not isolate some people that may have been turned off by that sort of thing.
And this ending shot I think is really clever with them leveling up and seeing all these different abilities, all the menus and stuff. Like making menus exciting is always good if you can do that. So,
and this is coming out soon now. I think they announced the release date for end of April.
Oh, cool. You dig it, Kyle?
I dig it. I like what you said. It's basically, they're aware this game isn't going to appeal to everyone, but they made sure that people who it will appeal to understand it. You know what I mean? It's like, they're not afraid for us not to like the game. You know, they're like, nobody, not everybody's gonna like our game, but here it is. This is what the game is, which I really appreciate.
And that is the features trailer. So that's they've had a bunch of trailers so far, and that was just one that they specifically focused on the features. So is why they mentioned the crafting system. I think they wanted to mention as many things as they could think up.
And IGN likes it.
There you go.
That was the only quote they pulled too. Why IGN? All right.
Our second trailer is for Murdered Soul Suspect, which I don't know if I'm really excited for, but it does look like fun. I don't know if they have shown this other parts of this. I remember seeing him thrown out the window in a bunch of trailers, but it's interesting that we're kind of rewinding and going back now and seeing other angles of this moment. This is also a trailer in a series, kind of like XCOM did with the guy from Lost, where they were kind of following him. Like, they're doing that in-game, where there's this little episodic story reveals, and you kind of get a more sense of like how the single player is going to go.
Doesn't this seem like a cooler version of Beyond Two Souls? Kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a more video gamey feel, like Beyond Two Souls was all about realism, it's like, oh my god, it's Willem Dafoe, you're looking at them, where this guy definitely looks more like a traditional video game protagonist.
Like when you see how their mouths animate, yeah, they got real puppet mouths, pretty bad. Just like
severe puppet mouth going on.
I hate that when somebody is saying a lot of words and then their lips move for 2 words. You know, like that happens a lot in this game.
I like and dislike at the same time. You see his like wounds that are on him, and that's the kind of an idea that like, you look the way you did when you died. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious. It does look a little goofy, the bullet wounds, but I also kind of like it at the same time. Did you guys play Ghost Trick though?
I didn't play Ghost Trick, but I did play Geist.
Actually, I played Ghost Trick on iOS. Was the first time I played Ghost Trick.
There's so much correlation. Even this looks a little more serious, but I'm definitely down. And I think these are the guys who did Quantum Conundrum. I think.
Really?
Working on it. So
they bounced off of that and into this. That's really impressive.
Yeah, I may want to fact check that one. But I think some of the people are on it. I think it's Airtight Games. It definitely looks cool. It's definitely different.
There are games that you can compare this to, but none of them. I mean, in Ghost Trick, are you solving your murder, or are you just solving other things?
Your murder is a big part of it.
Because they're really playing this up. It's just
also
like
your identity as well.
In Ghost Trick, you're preventing murders,
but not your own.
Right. You're dead. This guy's dead too. It's fun to play a dead guy. I wish he didn't wear a hat the whole time.
I do like the cross. He's stuck. He doesn't have a choice, man. He died wearing that hat. Even thrown out the window, he still had his hat on, just like Indy. But I do like that this trailer starts with the mystery of like, oh, how is this girl involved, and kind of leans more towards the living. It's like you want to try to find living people that can help you. And then I like that he gets trapped. You can see him run through a wall, and yet he also gets trapped in this one area, like the fence closes behind him. And it's like, oh no, there are ghost places you can go where you're trapped.
It's gonna be, it's cool. It's gonna be a tough sell. This game is gonna be a hard sell.
As a game you need to play.
Yeah.
But again, just interesting. We haven't had an example on the show yet of like an episodic trailer. So if you guys like your story-based trailers, it's a fun one.
Well, wasn't the Elder Scrolls one Part 2?
It was a Part 2, yeah, but I think this is like Chapter 2 of
okay.
many. I think they'll probably do a bunch of these, especially if they're in-game. But
I didn't really view it as an episodic, though. I kind of just took it as its own thing.
I think in the end it says next time.
Yeah.
It shows you what the next...
You know what I really... I actually saw a comment for like last week. Someone explained the entire story and significance of everything that was happening in the Elder Scrolls.
I saw that.
I really liked that, actually.
Oh, great.
People are into that.
Yeah.
Well, the city at the end, I definitely recognized from the beginning of Oblivion. But I wasn't 100% sure. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we can't know everything about every franchise and every trailer. Except you, Kyle. I expect you to, Kyle.
Sorry.
But, all right, our third and final trailer is for Thief. It is the Thief 101 trailer. And this trailer reminded me a lot of the Grand Theft Auto, or specifically the first Grand Theft Auto online trailer that came out explaining how online would work.
That's a very good
They got this British woman to explain the gameplay stuff. And I really liked her cadence. I really liked her attitude. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is the most amazing thing ever. But it did all kind of play to people that were excited about that. This Thief woman, I think, is way too excited about Thief. It leans way too heavy on the side of like, trust me, all of this is just going to blow your mind. I kind of wish it was more like, hey, this is Thief. Here's how it works.
I think this trailer, is like a counter reaction to how this game had like this really good showing at GDC, and then for the most part, the press really fell off the radar at E3. People thought it had a bad showing. I don't know what its GDEX standing is right now, but I think they're just trying to be a little more like didactic, telling you. I mean, it's called Thief 101, but it's showing you a lot of cool stuff. My favorite part is the hands, like how like visceral the hands are.
Yeah, so
you're flipping the switch, the hidden switch on.
Yeah, for some reason I like that. You're putting your hand around the like a picture frame and feeling for the switch. Like that's weird that I enjoy that. I've never seen that aesthetic.
Yeah, no, I heard that was one of the reasons I think people didn't like all the weird scrounging in BioShock Infinite is because Booker's hands are there so much, and then all of a sudden you're just eating stuff out of the toilet, and it's just like magic. Outlast. Not to go too off tangent, Outlast is on PlayStation Plus right now for PS4. Great hands. I know that sounds silly. Yeah. Really, really great hands in that.
That doesn't sound silly to me. That's actually, I mean, it's part of the whole immersion, and it's a significant
thing
there that we accept.
Does he have a little wound on his hand? Like
he did there, yeah.
Rope arrows also my favorite. It does feel like Thief though. Like if you've ever played any of those games, and I think that's a good thing. Still want to try out that swoop mechanic.
So we had an interesting conversation about Thief. In the office this week.
You and like a bunch of people, or you and yourself?
Yeah. No, I mean few people, I'll say. At least not one of those, just me.
Schizophrenic.
It was Ben, and
of course.
We were talking about the game, and I said, how do you feel about the fact that there are monsters in it? And he said, whoa, there's monsters in it? And that's the thing, is like, a lot of people who had interest in this game, hearing that there's zombie-like monsters in the game is like a non-sell.
But that was in the first Thief as well. I feel
Were
like
there?
that's like a thing in so many games. It's like halfway through, guess what? There's monsters. You know, like think of like the flood or like a new enemy kind of shows up. It's didn't Bloodworth make the GIF? Right? It's just like 2 seconds at the end in the hallway or something like that.
Yeah. Which kills me. I'm so on board for this game at this point. Yes, I want to do this. I want to do this. I don't want to fight zombie monsters.
What do you think about when there's always the quasi-supernatural element in Uncharted?
That's
Like the Nazi,
that's a really good point.
the Nazi
Yeah.
dudes, when you're the Yetis, and when you're tripping balls in the
It's
end of
like,
3
we didn't need
with the
this.
ghosts.
Yeah, we didn't need all this. This was fun without it.
I like the X Factor, but I'm also the guy who I don't mind the Animus stuff in Assassin's Creed, and I know that's a big turnoff for some people.
Yeah, for me especially, yeah.
I mean, if you judge the amount of stealth in the game by the stealth in the trailer, like that really is their focus. Like, there's not a lot of supernatural stuff until literally right at the end, and so it's and they mention that you don't have to kill. Well, they say you don't have to kill people. I guess
You're gonna have to fight zombie monsters. Oh,
you're gonna have to fight them. But I mean, it's before you play the game, like it may work out as far as like your combat abilities are concerned that you might not have used a lot in the game, and at the end, all of a sudden, it's like we're gonna do something different. Like the end is not just gonna be an easy stealth thing.
But why are zombie monsters immune to stealth? I mean,
well, if they see you, if you're in an environment where if they can like see in the dark,
jump,
and they can
use some rope
sense you,
arrows,
they can
This
smell
stuff-
blood.
This stuff,
Peeling
this
off
is
the
the
painting?
stuff. This
Yeah.
is where I go, oh, this is big. This is gonna be so many cool little secret things done. Oh man, there's a map of the town. Yeah, so good there.
yeah, I want to play this. The
Should-
dialogue's a little.
Should we
goofy,
talk
though.
about Dishonored at all? I mean, that's very supernatural.
I mean, that's the elephant in the room. But that's people getting like, there's the stranger at the very beginning who talks to you, but then like the zombie creatures are actually like from a plague, But then it's still
Right.
like you get a perk where like you kill someone and their body turns to dust. So it's a little weird. You definitely have like magic, I think Dishonored is this game's contemporary though.
I mean, I really liked how quick Dishonored was. It was so easy
It's
to just
fast
like
stealth.
zip, through
Fast
the
stealth.
whole area. Yeah.
It's rare.
This is cool. Throws the thing over there, so after he drops the guy will hear the noise to his right and turn in that direction so he can sneak up behind him. I like that move.
And there's reading.
Yeah, kind of a long trailer. This is one of the first ones I considered for the show, and I was like, well, next week's episode will be shorter, and then we get this 8-minute,
This is a
here's
trailer.
everything about Thief you want to know.
It's worth watching all those 8 minutes though. Like it's a good long trailer.
It's great examples of gameplay. You don't hold on one thing for too long. Like, when they talk about something, like I said, just really great examples of it.
Oh, and I will say, I got to see this game on PS4. You can use the little touchpad as a little mouse cursor, kind of, to select your arrows, and you get the muscle memory. Really cool. You don't have to go to an inventory screen. You can kind of select through like 8 items really, really quickly.
Oh, neat.
One of the best uses I've seen so far.
Oh, here they come.
Okay,
No.
well, no, we
Lost all my interest right at that point.
have the technology. We can go back. Here they come. Yeah. So there's definitely a
they actually
X-Files-y,
through the walls,
like,
though?
if they're pale because they don't go outdoors much.
Look at what's his name, Garrett.
Yeah.
Look at his hand though. Maybe this is a hallucination. Maybe it's not actually happening. Like a Uncharted though. Maybe he's in some sort of medicinal ward or something.
I could put up with that, but I don't think that's the case. I think these things exist in the real reality of Thief.
Look at his cuticles, man.
Stop that.
He's a good thief.
So you don't necessarily care about the crazy Geists, like...
I'm
guys,
usually, it's weird. I'm one of those guys who I can put up with some bullshit, but then sometimes some small little things will completely turn me off. But usually I can give things the benefit of the doubt.
But there's no question it's bullshit. It's just whether you care about the bullshit or not. And you don't like the bullshit, Kyle.
If it was just like if it was anything else that was like, oh, actually there's like bears with wings in this universe. Yeah, okay, yes. But it's the little zombie creatures that I like. That's the thing I don't want to fight.
So if there was a
they are
bear with
short.
if there was a bear with wings standing right there, you
I'd
would.
be pre-ordering it right now.
Today we watched the Child of Light features trailer, the Murdered Suspect Every Lead trailer, and the Thief 101 trailer for, you guessed it, Thief. Didn't watch the Sonic Boom trailer, although I actually got a tweet about that.
How did you not watch that?
Because it's a bad trailer. But we can talk about Sonic Boom, I guess.
I was just talking about Knuckles.
Why he's in it, or why you just don't
Wait, is he like taking steroids or something? Like I don't know what's going on with
Well,
that
they
guy.
definitely picked the long-legged Sonic for that. But
I think it's so. I
Gross?
can't. No, it's such a good decision. All those decisions were so good. I can't even.
Knuckles looks great.
No, I actually think Sonic Boom the game will probably be pretty fun. Like I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how all four of them work together. But the trailer's kind of wonky. The trailer's a lot of the guy who tweeted me. I should have had his name ready, but commented that there were too many tones. That there was I think it starts out like really epic and then it gets like dubstep and then there's like the big scary like Borderlands snake at the end and it's like
Too many tones.
Too many tones. And the Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry got its standalone trailer this week. If you want to check that out, if you were interested in that at all. If you haven't played Assassin's Creed 4 at all, then definitely check it out because it's going to be its own game. If you want to just get a little taste of that. And that was it. Another good, a good example of what a week is like in trailers. Because last episode we kind of covered, some January-ish trailers. So it's nice to that was it. That was our take in. We cast out our nets, and those are the trailers we brought in for 4 days.
Are we dropping scores? We don't do that anymore?
Oh damn. We didn't do scores at all. Do you want to go? Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Child of Light. What do we think?
Just for the trailer. We're scoring the trailer.
Just for the trailer.
Like the game.
I'll give the trailer a 7.
Yeah, 7.3.
7.3.
8.2.
8.2.
I really like how much of the actual game they showed. It's really encouraging to see a menu in a trailer to me.
And 8 doesn't do it. It's got to be 8.2.
Yeah.
We also watched Murdered Soul Suspect. What do you thinking, Ryan Stevens, on this?
It's interesting, but it still doesn't grab me completely. So maybe like a 6.
I think I feel 6. I just don't want to score first because then you guys do your scores. And I'm like, your scores are better. So I wanted to go second.
That's cool. 3.1. Not into the hat. I think it's stupid.
Got it.
Holy Wings?
Not enough.
Wings are cool, I think.
Not enough winged bears. And Thief, I give this a 7. I just think voiceover is a big deal. You can just tone. The actress, the voice is good, but she's just like way too into Thief. Kyle.
Honestly, it was a 9 up until the zombies. I was really into how much this showed and like how much credit it was giving the person who was watching it. Then zombie creatures, 3.
Yeah, it's weird because for me it was a 3, and then I saw the zombies and it was like 9. So
Yeah.
I guess we canceled each other out.
Yeah, I like that.
As usual.
Thank you once again, Kyle, for reminding me to score stuff. We did that for like the first trailer last week, and then I completely forgot, and you kept reminding me. So
Yeah.
that's why I brought you back, because you remind me of stuff.
Even though they're pointless, I think they're fun to do.
Well, they're fun to do, and it's I don't know, it's good to I can have lots of opinions about trailers. When you really get down to the score, that's when you really have to formulate your opinion. You really have to know what you think.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we think, and thank you for tuning in for another episode. Thank you, Mr. Stevens and Mr. Bosman, and we'll be back next week for some more trailers. Check them out.